Hey, good day, everybody. Josh here. We got 5 minutes on the clock. I run a show called Podcast Host Army, Uncensored Advice for Men, CRE Principles, and the Deal Scout. Done about 2,000 interviews over the years of doing this, built 15 shows, sold one. We've monetized many different ways. We've monetized when we had large audiences and no audiences. We've made money on sponsorships, paid communities, products, affiliate relationships. So all sorts of different ways. And what we want to do is teach others how to do it. That's why we created Podcast Host Armies. In order for me to really grow as a podcaster and to make more money, I either have to do more interviews, and I did about 400 or 500 last year, or I could start teaching other people how to do it and then do joint ventures and strategic relationships with them. That's why we created Podcast Host Army. So imagine this. Imagine if we create a syndicate, an army of 1,000 podcasters with a reach greater than Joe Rogan's. We will be able to go to sponsors and partners and strategic relationships and have buying power and have this impact that we can move legislation. We could create change in the world. We can give massively. We can make changes to things that we believe in. Having 1,000 people walking in the same direction. And especially if we're making money and we're driving our missions forward, man, it's a huge win. So we're building this to teach, to learn, to grow, to do this together. And a lot of times people, I've heard this probably 1,000 times, is I'm looking to start a podcast show. I'm working on starting a podcast show. And then I talk with them a year later and it's the same conversation. Well, we're working on this and we're working on that. So what we've created is we have our podcast host community, which is for experienced podcasters, but we just launching the Podcast Host Army Launchpad. And what that is it's a place for people who are working on, they desire to start a show. They're in the process of doing that, but they're not quite ready. So we created a community where you can sit alongside of experienced podcast hosts and learn from them the tools, the tactics, the software, how they're doing it, how they're growing an audience. So you could watch and learn. You could do a weekly mastermind Zoom call. And if you're here in Ocala, we could do it in the same room, but we have a weekly call that you could get in and learn every single week tactics and skills and things from other podcasters. So the best way to learn something is do it with someone who's already done it, right? So the Launchpad allows that to happen. And included in this, you get 2 strategy calls with me or someone from our team. So you could talk about your podcast show. You could bounce ideas off of, we've helped launch tons of different podcast shows. So, having that one-on-one conversation with someone who's experienced and who can, help you, maybe navigate some of the hurdles in the world of podcasting or prevent you from making major mistakes. We would love to do that. So we've created this Launchpad for people who are wanting to start or looking to start, but not quite there yet. It's a yearly subscription. You get to join our community. Every day you could chat within the group and ask questions and engage with other people who are at the same stage as you, and then join us for a weekly call and then do a few strategy calls with us, right? If you want some courses or access to other resources, we're happy to share those with you, but this is a good place to start. So my name is Josh. We host the Podcast Host Army. We're the creators and the founders of that. And we created the Launchpad to help people launch and grow their podcast show. So you'll be able to find out more information in the descriptions below, but this isn't for everyone, right? This is for people who are committed to the craft and they want to go that direction. They just don't know how to get started. So we have an application process. It's super simple. So just apply, just start there. We really want to help you. And I want to see you be successful. I love you guys. And we'll talk to you all on the next episode. Bye-bye.